So good afternoon, November the 5th, 2013. This is CISG114, Section 2, Web Technology and Life. So today it is week number 8. That means the beginning of the last learning contract, problem-based learning. So if you look at week number 8, we have the teacher's message, which basically repeats what I told you last Friday. So starting from this week, we have 6 times of working together in class, starting from about 10 minutes from now. You will have the first 10 to 15 minutes to organize yourself in your team, and then you will have the next half an hour allocated to 3 specific teams, okay? Then one team, 10 minutes at most, and in the second half hour, another 3 teams. Each team 10 minutes at most to tell us what you have up to. And we're going to take a break at 3 o'clock to go live to the broadcast of the inauguration ceremony for the University of Macau new campus. It's going to be broadcast live by TDM. So, may I just tell you something about a specific teacher's message, and I hope all of you have read them. So this is for problem-based learning. So the last learning contract in problem-based learning have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 specific learning objectives, okay? First is to help you further your understanding and practice in thinking critically. That means you'll have a chance to analyze and solve problems of your choice. And these problems are supposed to be authentic and real-life problem. Second, you will have a chance to go into the practice of information literacy. You need to find, evaluate, and use appropriate learning resources. Of course, you need to do citation. And most importantly, in this learning contract, you have a first-hand experience to work cooperatively in teams and small groups, okay? So this is very important. All those starting from the second learning contract, I have invited you to form teams of 2 pairs, but in the second learning contract, basically each pair does his or her own work. And the 4th learning objective is to help you to demonstrate your versatile and effective communication skill. That means you know how to keep your members in touch, asking for help, and then explaining to them what you understand, both written and verbal, all right? Finally, is to use some content knowledge that you have done very extensively in the first and the second learning contract by selecting topics through each week's reading list, okay? We're going to continue the same in the last learning contract, starting with week number 8, week number 9, and week number 10. So these 5 important learning objectives are supposed to be the core for you to go back and review. Now, as I told you last Friday, you should now have 4 individual proposals on your table plus 2 pair proposals in your table, and you have to select one. And if you look at these teachers' message, I have suggested each team should spend at least half an hour's time listening to your team members' explanation of the individual proposal as well as the team pair proposal. And then you have to engage yourself in a process called choosing the topic by elimination, which is largely a democratic process, until the very last moment you do not know which problem will become your core problem in your problem-based learning section. Okay? And this is so much about choosing your problem. So when you go down to look at that, we have these classroom format. I have almost used up my 10 minutes now. You will have your second 15 minutes, okay? Organize yourself, and the first 30 minutes to do your team-based information for the whole class, and the second half hour, 30 minutes, another 3 pairs, and finally with 5 minutes for me to do the wrap-up. So, if you have read my teacher's message, look, who is in your team the team coordinator? You need to designate. Who is in your team the team secretary? Who is in your team the team liaison? Who is in your team is the team tracker? And who is in your team is the timekeeper when you do the 10 minutes sharing. So you need to iron them out and make sure you will have a very good team structure to get ready for the last learning contract in each class. So having said that, I also have to bring to your attention what you should have learned after the second learning contract on self-regulated learning. At this point, it's a very good time for you to put into perspective something called self-observation, self-judgment, and self-reaction. In other words, you need to know your learning practice now, given you have done 2 learning contracts. You need to check to see if you are reaching your goals when you're doing that. And you have to evaluate if you reach your goal indeed and track your time. Alright? And the steps for the SRLs are suggested in the second learning contract. You must set a learning goal. You must think about the tasks necessary to accomplish the goal. You have to develop a plan of actions to incorporate the task. You need to pick a way to accomplish the task. Task is a task. How you carry out the task, it's the way you have to think of. And then you need to use what you think of as the way to accomplish the task. Monitor your progress, evaluate your progress, perhaps every week. Just like as I advised you last week, at the end of this week, what you're supposed to finish. And finally, if not, revise your plan based on how well you did it. So may I invite you to spend the next 10 minutes now to organize yourself, to get yourself set for all those team-based goals, okay? So I'm going to get you some paper if you need it. So allow me to just get out and get some paper for you in just half a minute. So in the meantime, please help yourself by doing the discussion to that 5 to 10 minutes. Timekeeper while you're doing it. Okay, please make sure you don't waste any time. Yes, thank you. So you have 1 member coming back, right? So, is it coming back? It's okay. You can handle it with the 2 other members. Okay, make sure you go back, review the teacher's message. There's something you need to do. First of all, which problem are you going to work with? Okay, you need to go through an eliminations process by voting, and then you need to make sure what team structure you have in place. All right. So this is something very important. You have 10 minutes time to first organize yourself, and then I'm going to pass the time to individual team, all right? So you also need to inform me who is in your team as the liaison member. Liaison. Who is in your team the liaison member? That means you're going to suggest a liaison member, and then you must have a team coordinator, and you have to have a timekeeper while you're engaging the rest of the class in discussions of informing them. Alright? So I'm going to give you the microphone. So remember, until the end of this last learning contract, in each class you have 10 minutes time per team to inform the whole class what you're doing, or to engage the whole class to discuss with you problems of their interest. And of course, you need to get yourself ready. Alright? So it's highly recommended you bring in your computer every time, your notebook computer, your iPad, so that you can use them in class. So now you look at these are the team formations. Team 1 is composed of pair number 8 and 9, 2, pair number 6 and number 10, Team 3, pair number 1 and pair number 5, Team 4, pair number 4 and pair number 7, Team 5, pair number 2 and pair number 3, Team 6, pair number 11 and pair number 12. Okay? Actually, when you discuss with your team member, I did not stop you from speaking in Cantonese or Mandarin, so you can speak it. This is your discussion time. You organize yourself. Now, may I have your attention for just 1 minute? You can see at the bottom of the UN Moodle environment, I have just had 6 team-based online discussion forum. Now, I have not prevented anybody to get into this team-based discussion forum, but discipline yourself. If you belong to Team 01, you go into Team 01 to engage in discussions with your team member. Okay, you don't go into Team 02, okay? If you belong to Team 01, you take Team 01's discussion forum. This is a discussion forum for the whole team. The 4 of you to discuss among one another, sharing the topics, okay? And if you belong to Team 02, you go into Team 02s. If you belong to Team 03, go into Team 03. If you belong to Team 04, go into Team 04. And if you're a member of Team 05, go into Team 05. And so forth for the last team, okay? So don't try to say, I do not prevent you from getting into someone else's team, but it's not encouraged at this point to go into your own team. Discuss with your team members, all right? So this is something very useful for your last learning contract. You have 9 more minutes to 3 o'clock, so may I invite each one of you, each team, now you know which team you are, so write down your team name and then the liaison member's name here. Team number 1, 5, just write down team 5 and the student's name who is going to be liaison. Okay? The liaison members of each team need to work together to organize every class starting from your Friday class. You have 5 more classes together, and then you have to determine the order of each team's sharing the 10 minutes in class, okay? The second half hour in the last half an hour, okay? All right, just make sure you put down the name of the student, the student ID true, all right? Just the liaison members, all right? I need to put the liaison members in grade so that you know which persons to keep in touch with, all right? I'm going to create one more discussions forum called the liaison members forum, so that the liaison member can talk to one another through this discussion forum.
这个学习。
Now remember, beside the problem you need to work on in the last learning contract, you need to do what is expected of you just in the second learning contract. That means select topic from each week. Up to 3 weeks, number 8, number 9, number 10, and finish the journal, discussions report, peer discussions report, and 12 meeting minutes, right? So I remember I still want you to do a proposal for the very last learning content term, but check it out with the submissions. That is very interesting because we need to ensure that your learning of the course topics is indeed not trail off. Let's go back to the submission link first. Okay. We're getting ready to go live. Okay. Hopefully we can get some snapshots of
康樂二手市場，聚集咗數百間二手家電回收店鋪，其中有唔少地方前都有咁樣嘅牌。
我在这个上面照片这样，我们给家电话联系啊，这个市场就是要先不要电话。
二手手機中國機
We watch the live broadcast of inauguration ceremony of the new campus. We'll go back to the individual team, 10 minutes for each. Okay? Here we go.
各位，個門教學環球校區啟用儀式即將喺環球校區裏面舉行。咁來到出席中國論壇交幫學院副總理江陽將會主持呢個啟用儀式，邀請佢提現場嘅成效。
请就座，有请澳门大学校长赵伟教授主持今天的仪式。
首先，请允许我代表澳门大学欢迎各位莅临我们澳门大学新校园启用仪式。今天我们非常荣幸邀请到中华人民共和国国务院副总理汪洋先生、澳门特别行政区行政长官和我们澳门大学校监崔世安先生、中华人民共和国全国政协副主席何国华先生、澳门大学校董会主席谢志伟先生为我们主理启用仪式。现在，我宣布澳门大学新校园启用仪式开始，请全体起立，奏唱中华人民共和国国歌。
Feel free to stand up if you want.
现在恭请澳门特别行政区行政长官、澳门大学校监崔世安先生致辞。
尊敬的汪洋副总理，尊敬的何厚华副主席，尊敬的白基建主任，各位嘉宾、各位老师、各位同事、各位朋友，今天我们怀着十分喜悦的心情，共同出席澳门大学新校区的启用仪式，见证澳门大学发展的重要历史时刻。在这里，请让我代表澳门特别行政区政府对中央的关心和支持，表示衷心的感谢。对一直关心此事的习近平主席，对曾亲临奠基仪式的胡锦涛主席表示崇高的敬意。对出席今天启用仪式的汪洋副总理和各位嘉宾，表示我们衷心的感谢和热烈的欢迎。我们清楚地记得，在澳门特别行政区成立10年之际，在中央的全力支持下，澳门大学新校区 宣布落户行情。3年间，澳门大学已建立起现代化的校园，同时刚刚已在建1.09平方公里向实施澳门特别行政区的法律。澳门大学新校区的规划、建筑和启用的过程，充分体现了中央对澳门教育事业发展的高度重视和支持，也是与澳紧密合作的重大成果。澳门回归祖国即将49周年，澳门特别行政区成立以来，在中央的支持和澳门基本法的保障下，在全体居民的团结奋斗努力，澳门特别行政区社会稳定，发展经济，改善民生，1国2制的伟大实践不断的向前推进。我们回顾过去，展望未来，我们深知道要确保澳门特别行政区的长期繁荣稳定和持续发展，我们必将在各个领域加倍的努力当中，培养爱国爱澳的人才是重中之重。而澳门大学新校区正正是澳门特区全力推进人才培养的战略重要部署之一。中央支持澳大新校区，已成为澳门高等教育未来发展提供了土地、政策等多个方面的宝贵资源。我们将紧紧把握这个难得的机遇，充分的利用澳大新校园的良好条件，努力推进澳门教育的强校积极提升教育的质量、科研的水平，全力办好澳门的高等教育，为国家、为特区的发展培养更多人才。今天在座的，既有我们尊敬的贵宾们，更有澳大的各位老师、各位同学。我们信任你们一定以更好的学习品质、更成功的科研成果回报大家的期盼。我的讲话完了，谢谢大家。
谢谢行政长官肖坚崔山博士，请就座。现在我们举行揭牌仪式，恭请中华人民共和国国务院副总理汪洋先生主持澳大新校区揭牌仪式，请行政长官崔世安先生。女士们、先生们，现在让我们一起见证这个在澳门大学、澳门特别行政区和我们中华人民共和国历史上的重要时刻，请揭牌。谢谢副总理，谢谢行政长官，请就座。现在恭请澳门大学校董会主席谢志伟博士致辞。
尊敬的国务院副总理汪洋先生，尊敬的澳门特别行政区行政长官、澳门大学校监崔世安先生，尊敬的全国政协副主席何厚华先生，各位嘉宾、各位老师、各位同学，欢迎各位光临澳门大学的新校园，与我们一同见证今天这个历史时刻。各位都知道，这个历史时刻的来临，是由几个具历史意义的举措所促成的。 首先，2009年6月27日，全国人大常委会接纳澳门大学在横琴岛建设新校园的建议，并授权澳门特别行政区对新校区实施管辖，这是史无前例的决定。接着，2019年12月20日，澳门大学新校园举行奠基仪式，时任国家主席胡锦涛先生亲临主持典礼。之后，国家主席习近平先生也亲临横琴视察校园工程的进行，这是绝无仅有的荣幸。终于在2013年7月20日，透过一条河底隧道，横琴新校区与澳门特区连成一体，使特区法律在校区内得以实施。这是一国两制下无比创新的安排。正是这一系列的重大举措，导引了今天这个历史时刻的来临。我们就非常的荣幸得到副总理汪洋先生为我们的新校区接盘。现在，澳门大学有校无园的历史结束了。胡锦涛主席在新校园奠基仪式上所指的一流设施也落实了。今后，我们将竭尽全力，在政府和社会各界的支持下，向胡主席建议的一流师资、一流人才、一流成果进军，使他所期盼的世界一流大学目标能够早日达成。最后，我谨代表澳门大学在此向中央以及各有关的省、市、区政府官员们对新校园建设的关怀和支持，也感谢工商各界对大学的专政和对新校园建设的鼎力相助。我们也不会忘记感谢何建堂大师和他的设计团队，负责工程的南苑集团，以及3年多来数以万计的在横琴工地上日夜辛劳的工人。阿拉一定要珍惜这千载难逢的发展机会，才不辜负所有支持和帮助澳大的人们的心血。谢谢。
谢志伟主席，请就座。现在有请澳门大学学生代表陈家炳同学致辞。
尊敬的中华人民共和国国务院副总理汪洋阁下，尊敬的澳门特别行政区行政长官、澳门大学校监崔世安先生，尊敬的中华人民共和国全国政协副主席何厚华先生，尊敬的澳门大学校本会主席谢志伟博士，尊敬的澳门大学校长赵伟教授，各位嘉宾、各位老师、各位同学、女士们、先生们，午安！今天我很荣幸有这个机会站在这里，代表澳门大学学生致辞。澳门大学横琴新校区是一国两制下新的突破及创新的体现，有利于粤澳、珠澳等多方共赢发展。既体现了国家对澳门的关心和支持，也凸显了中央政府对澳门政府高素质人才培训的重视，以及 澳门政府支持澳大、支持澳门高等教育发展的决心。前任国家主席胡锦涛先生亲自主席新校区的奠基仪式，前任全国人大委员长卢邦国先生也亲临视察。现任国家主席习近平先生以及澳门特区各部门官员、知名人士也一直关心新校区的建设进度和经济规划。今天我们更有幸得到国务院副总理汪洋先生到场主持启用仪式，这些都充分体现了澳门大学得到中央政府的高度关注和全国人民的大力支持。以及全澳广大市民长期对澳大的关心和重视，对此我们感到非常的荣幸。新校区的落成，作为澳门大学的学生，我们感到非常的自豪。为此，我们送给澳门大学“奉献”2字。只有我们奉献，澳门大学就可以早日成为国际一流的大学。只有我们奉献，澳门就会有更加美好的明天。只要我们奉献，中国梦就能早日实现。希望、期望、盼望，国家的富强、人民的幸福、社会的进步、澳大的成长，就是我们最大的愿望，同时也是我们学生的中国梦。最后，我们再次感谢中央政府以及澳门特别行政区政府对澳门大学的支持，让我们澳门大学学生可以在一个更加美好、更加优越的环境里学习成长。我们会努力、努力、再努力的。谢谢各位。
谢谢陈佳敏同学。现在请全体起立，奏唱澳门大学校歌。启用仪式圆满结束，让我们用热烈的掌声恭送主礼嘉宾退场，谢谢大家。